more and more of it. But what if you could turn it around, $1 at a time, and make your money worth more than it is now? How? By acquiring gold before your paper money is totally worthless. But how can you afford gold at today's prices? By buying it 1 gram at a time. And this is so important because gold is the future. For as little as $65, you can begin trading your almost worthless currency for something real, something you can hold. Carat bars, which keep their value, can be stored securely and are easily accessible, just like a savings account. But a savings account backed by your gold. Carat Bars International, savings account you can count on. For more information, please click on the Carat Bars banner ad at republicbroadcasting.org. Again, that's the Carat Bars banner ad at republicbroadcasting.org. And start saving now.
Americans are reeling from Obamacare, higher prices, and an epidemic of policy lapses. AsiaRunLikeHellGuide.com has you covered. World-class medical and surgery at one of Asia's most modern hospitals. 300 doctors, surgeons, and dentists serving 300,000 patients a year. Fractions of U.S. prices. Friends or family forced to go out of pocket? Avoid bankruptcy. Tell them to run. Run like hell. Hit us up now. We'll show you how. AsiaRunLikeHellGuide.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Extendovite really works. Here is what people are saying.
I have a trip story about a wonderful job site. I ended up at Mayo Clinic, just had an awful time with angina and related problems to my heart problems. I remembered that I'd run out of heart drops and had reordered. And when I started taking them again, all these problems were away, and I just wanted to know how great these heart drops are. I'd recommend them to anyone.
When I had my last heart attack in August, and I was having some form of angina pain pretty well every day. And then since I started taking it, I haven't had any angina pain at all. You know, I'm satisfied.
To get your Extendovite, call 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
We're back on the Alternative Media Fair in the studio, taking phone calls the rest of this hour, joined by Michael in New York. Dave, anything else that you would like to add? I didn't want to cut you off with the break, and I appreciate all that you do, Dave.
You guys are doing a wonderful job. There's nothing like the truth coming out on any subject. And once again, I'd like to say that no group should be exempt from criticism. That would include the Jews, the blacks, and the gays. All three lean back on some sort of persecution complex. And in the future, they expect no criticism from anyone under any circumstance. This is not right. No group should be exempt from criticism. That's all I'd like to say. Once again, thank you, Fern.
Hey, thank you so much. We're going to go to Mike in South Carolina, then we got Chris in Las Vegas. Mike,
Hey,
how you
Farron?
doing?
Farron,
Yes, sir.
may I?
Yes.
Mike, hang on a second. Farron, if I just may follow up real quick. Dave, you're absolutely right, and thank you. And let's not call them gays. Let's not play their game. They're homosexual. There's nothing natural about that lifestyle. It does not exist in nature. It's an extreme perversion. They have to acknowledge the truth pertaining to that. And the previous caller, I want to say that his perspective, I believe it was Joe, I want to say that his perspective, a conclusion of his comment is spot on. Everybody needs to really understand that what he said is spot on. They are devil worshippers, these Zionists. Their God is Lucifer, as we've covered in the past. And so go ahead with Mike in South Carolina, please, Farron.
Hey, Mike, how you doing, and what's your question today, sir?
Good morning, comrade.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thanks for all you do. I had 3 points I want to make, and one quick question. Michael, was very good with the information about Hitler and Germany and how it erupted, but also I want to remind everybody that during World War I, part of Germany was annexed by Poland, and it used to be called Prussia. And what really ignited Hitler was the fact that the Bolshevik Jews came in and slaughtered for the second or third time approximately 15,000 German citizens who were that area, the German people went crazy. They said, no, we're not going to let this happen. And Hitler said, I'm going to accommodate you. You went in there and you put a bad hurt to the Bolshevik Jews, pushed them back and nailed them real bad. That's what really erupted the whole World War II situation. Now, if you look very carefully into the background of all the presidents of the United States since Roosevelt, Franklin D. Roosevelt, they're all born from mother Jews, every single one of them. The only exception is Ronald Reagan. His handler, Nancy Reagan, his wife, was 150% Hollywood Jew. Those are all actions to look at very carefully. Yes, John Kennedy was Jewish. He wasn't a Roman Catholic. He was Jewish. His mother was Jewish. Always look for the mother Jew. That's the problem we have. By the way, Germany should give it back to the German people. Anna Merkel, who was president of Germany, is Jewish. People need to be run by their own countries. Now, the Bush family, Barbara Bush is a Pierce. She's Jewish, okay? That's how you become a Jew. It's all well hidden. So be very careful. Always have to look for that mother Jew. So my last comment is this. If all Jews aren't Zionists and all Zionists aren't Jews, tell me why all Zionists are born from mother Jews.
Hey, Michael, if you can answer that one real quick, I want to get Chris, who's been holding this whole time on before the top of the hour. Go ahead, Michael.
Well, Michael, I appreciate all your comments, and you're very accurate. But we have to understand that Zionism is a philosophy of superiority, where they are trying to restore this old Israel as God's chosen land and people, and that's over. And anybody that knows the Bible really well knows that, because God makes it clear in the Old Testament, His covenant with those people, it's over. They're no good. They're corrupters. There's not an honest bone in their body, generally speaking. There's always His elect, as the Bible in the Old Testament makes clear. Because of His elect, He will restore them. And that's through the Israelites that exist today as Christians, the lost tribes that became Europe and then the United States. That's why those countries became superpowers in their time, and in the United States, the most recent that shot up even beyond the older countries of Europe. And so that can't be overlooked. The United States of America is the only country that started off without a king, except for old Israel. That's unprecedented due to George Washington. That's how great he was. But that's unprecedented in the history of this world. Every country had a king, and then also land of milk and honey, like God promised His people. Well, the United States of America had more milk and honey than any country in the world, including old Israel. And that is the other sign that we were God's new chosen people. And therefore the devils had to come in and hijack it and corrupt it, destroy it, because that's what the devils do. They will destroy, infiltrate, corrupt everything God creates.
Let me do this, Michael. Let me put Chris on, and because he's been holding the whole hour, and then we'll wrap everything up. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Thanks for holding. We've got about 4.5 minutes. They're yours. How you doing, sir?
Very, very well. Thank you so much for having Michael back on fair. Truth is a powerful message in the empire of lies. Okay, here's what I got for you, Michael. I've been listening, and you're doing it right on the point as always. I want to check some names with you. I've got Bush name as Schraf, S-C-H-R-A-F, sometimes two F's. Georgian Schraf. I have the House of Benton for the House of Windsor. I've got Georgie Schwartz from George Soros. I don't know what the name is for Gobert, whatever the guy is on the comedy show. I don't watch him, so I can't remember his name. But it seems the propaganda of the Trojan 5G wars is really what these criminals, Nazis, nazi-Nazis, Zion-Nazis, Arca-Nazis are all about. They operate with lies, deception, as the Jews won't stop training and mirroring, so they always evade their plans. Even though Lincoln's mother was raised in Barbara Bush, I think, was from Dallas Valley. Is that not so?
All right, Michael, we got about 10 minutes.
think, again, a lot of great points. And yes, there is the history of Barbara Bush being a Pierce, and that her mom, while these royalty types were very loose in their lifestyle, and she shacked up with a Leicester Crowley in Paris, and she is the byproduct of that relationship. And there's definitely physical resemblance all the way. And so I would say that I think 5 would get you 10, and she is a Crowley all the way. And the Bush family being totally dark, and it all ties in completely. And so, last, I just want to say again, you know, with Hitler and taking Poland back, if he was really peaceful, though, he would have never took France, and there would have never been a war. Okay? Europe would have conceded Poland and Czechoslovakia back into German empire, and but he went into France and took France, and that launched the war. And so he took the bait. Okay? And so I just want to thank you, Baron, very much so for allowing me this opportunity, and all the great callers. I really do appreciate all the feedback, and I just want to let everybody know that we're a Christian country. Let's not fight any other Christians or anybody else that these Zionists try to force us to fight. Let's tell them, Obama and the Bushes, you go fight. Let's see how tough you are. Go fight it out. Let's show us how much it really means to you. Go fight yourself. And take your kids. Take your kids with you. Let's see how much blood and guts you got. And let's always remember that we're a Christian country. Don't let anybody take that heritage from us. And these Zionists are hell-bent on doing that. And they are truly representatives of the devils, as the good Lord himself made clear. And so I just want to get fair. Thank you very much for allowing me this opportunity. I want to wish everybody well, and that may the good Lord bless everybody, and our country again restored to a country of honor and integrity.
We got music, Michael. Thank you so much. I'll give your contact information out over the top of the hour. Right next hour, we're going to continue with the news. This ran a little long. Appreciate everyone calling in, being a part of this. Thank you, Michael, for joining me today as well. We'll be back in moments. You're listening to the Alternative Media with Farron. Stay with me.
Uncertainty circling the globe due to job losses, decline in the housing market, a climate of corruption, bailouts, currency rigging, and unfair competition, many are once more turning to precious metals as the only hedge against the uncertainty of the future. With the U.S. House conducting hearings on proposals to confiscate workers' personal retirement accounts, including 401ks and IRAs, this is the time to secure your assets. Call Republic Trading Group today, 800-691-7898, before this happens, and find out how easy it is to convert your existing IRA, and in some instances your 401k plan, into real wealth now. Don't let the ravages of hyperinflation caused by the massive increase of fiat currency now flooding world markets affect your retirement account. Call RTG at 800-691-7898 and experience the security and peace of mind that only real gold and silver can offer. That number again is 800-691-7898. Call now.
This is RBN, the Republic Broadcasting Network.
This is the Phyllis Schlafly Report from Eagle Forum. Mrs. Schlafly is a constitutional attorney, pro-family leader, and the author of more than 20 books, including The Flip Side of Feminism, What Conservative Women Know and Men Can't Say, an important new book that exposes the lies and anti-family agenda of the feminist movement. And now, here's the president of Eagle Forum, Phyllis Schlafly.
Last month, the Chicago Tribune and the Wall Street Journal gave us some hard facts about the food safety problem with China's food products. You might just think twice before biting into your next hamburger or chicken strip. Many fast food companies' reputations are still hurting from a 2012 scandal that involved one of their biggest markets, and the restaurant giant McDonald's, based in Oak Brook, Illinois, is now facing a new food scare. McDonald's and Kentucky Fried Chicken's parent company, called Yum, have now apologized to customers after Chinese regulators shut down a local meat supplier. A television report showed workers at Shanghai Lucy Food picking up meat from the factory floor. Newspapers also described a particularly gruesome video of workers repackaging rotten meat and mixing meat that was beyond its expiration date into the current supply. The company said they immediately stopped using this supplier and switched to alternatives. The earlier scandal in 2012 also involved the same companies. That scandal involved chicken pumped with excessive amounts of antibiotics. Now, after this latest report, all Kentucky Fried Chicken and Pizza Hut restaurants have been required to stop using meat materials supplied by the Lucy factory. The behavior of this Lucy food company is a classic example of what they call quality fade. That's a term that means companies that start out with high-quality products and then cut corners in alarming ways, such as the 2007 scandal of using lead-based paint in children's toys. According to the Wall Street Journal, even the Communist Party cannot protect its own people from bad products.
This has been the Phyllis Schlafly Report from Eagle Forum. As the last stronghold for communism, China steals our technology, arms our street gangs, and manufactures inferior products. So why does the U.S. continue free trade with China? If you're concerned, write us at Eagle Forum Radio, Alton, Illinois 62002, and ask for information on trade with China. That's Eagle Forum Radio, Alton, Illinois 62002. Join us again next time for the Phyllis Schlafly Report.
Earthquakes, hurricanes, nuclear accidents, terror attacks, and all-out social collapse. With the world today more volatile than ever, the future has never looked more uncertain. Survivalist magazine is the one resource you can't afford to be without. Claim your free trial subscription now at www.survivalist.com, and your first issue ships immediately. And all the details and more at www.survivalist.com, or by phone, call 1-866-437-6570. Your survival may depend on it.
Americans are reeling from Obamacare, higher prices, and an epidemic of policy lapses. AsiaRunLikeHellGuide.com has you covered. World-class medical and surgery at one of Asia's most modern hospitals. 300 doctors, surgeons, and dentists serving 300,000 patients a year. Fractions of U.S. prices. Friends or family forced to go out of pocket? Avoid bankruptcy. Tell them to run. Run like hell. Hit us up now. We'll show you how. AsiaRunLikeHellGuide.com. Dr. Joel Monk, author of the famous health lecture, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, presents his newest book, Epigenetics. Epigenetics is required reading for the very survival of Americans, and yes, all of humanity. Modern man has bet on the wrong horse to save them from disease and pestilence. The medical system has failed us fearfully. Join the health revolution. Buy Epigenetics today and receive a free membership to purchase all the products that Dr. Joel Wallach formulated at wholesale prices, and receive a free CD of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. All this for only $25 plus shipping and handling. Call 888-311-4311. That's 888-311-4311. Again, that's just $25 plus shipping and handling, and you'll receive the new book, Epigenetics, a free membership, and a free CD of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Call 888-311-4311. That's 888-311-4311. Now there's an amazing new natural antibiotic every person must have. It's Cells Alive Silver Solution, and it destroys over 650 hard-to-kill viruses, fungus, bacteria, and much more. Cells Alive Silver Solution has no expiration date, is great for emergency kits and storage shelters, and comes in 8 or 16-ounce bottles. Order today at 888-910-4367 or visit hempusa.org. Hempusa.org. 100% chemical-free superfoods and unique health products.
Nice shoot. Hey, that's a sweet AK-47 chest rig. Is that multicam?
Yep, got it from StrikeHardGear.com.
Strike what?
StrikeHardGear.com.
Set your sights on StrikeHardGear.com. Tough, tactical, Soviet-style weapon that's made in the USA. Affordable, plus a no questions asked 30-day money-back guarantee and lifetime
discuss various issues, whether they're popular or unpopular, whatever, at times. You know, it's just something that needs to be done. It's not done often. It's not something I'm going to do every week. Because I basically base the broadcast on what's going on in the news and trying to wake people up. I've always tried to do this show as more of trying to get people to look into things for themselves, get them to question things, get them started waking things up, waking themselves up and others, rather than maybe getting into more of the high school or college end of things. If you know all this, that's great. If you know all this and have a different opinion on it, that's great too. But, you know, those of us that want to affect change, that are not happy with the status quo and see what's happening in the country, even if our opinions differ about what the problem is or who the problem is or why the problem is, at least there's a group of us that know we have a problem. And I know that it does differ greatly from doing this broadcast, people's opinions on what exactly the problem is. But you got to listen to all sides sometimes. You know, and for me, for one, I started, I don't really know, sometime last year I started really doing some research into World War II, the causes of World War II, the players of World War II, what happened in World War II. And it is as interesting a story as there is, really, and it has so much ramification. What is happening today? It's a big undertaking if you want to go and investigate this for yourself. And as many of the callers said, there's some great books out there. And, you know, with the internet, you've got so many different sources. YouTube, the greatest story never told. I mean, you've got so many different sources of information. And here with this broadcast, and, you know, I don't know what others do, but this is what I say. Look into it for yourself. Any of these subjects, whether it be Zionism, whether it be World War II, whether it be what Hitler did and why, whether it be 9/11, whether it be the Federal Reserve, whether it be Skull and Bones, Bilderberg, we could go on and on and on and on and on. Look into it for yourselves and make your own conclusions. Draw your own conclusions. That's the most important thing. One of the things I think that's so lacking in our youth